We're in Santa Cruz on the driveway of my old home and shop. We're poaching, of course, and we're coming back to the place where we took the photo for the ad, where all of the things that I had in my garage were spilling out onto the driveway. What Santa Cruz is about is flow. We have single track, and we have lots of really good flowing single track. So some of that's not that hard on the bike, but it's really good for your head. Having a bike that can go quick on these trails is demonstrating that its handling is dialed in pretty well, at least for single track. Relics for the most part, and spares, and a few test things that we can't take pictures of.
Okay.
Dive in front of those if we get to those. The stuff I used to do in testing and with this kind of thing, Silicon Valley was, at that time, moving manufacturing from here to Asia or wherever they moved it to. And so they were shutting down and scrapping out all these massive manufacturing facilities for disk drives and everything. And so there were warehouses of mechanical doodads that you could go over and buy in San Jose that cost nothing. During all the early days in Santa Cruz, most of what I was doing was making frames for people who broke frames. The strong personalities also turned into strong legs. And so most of what you see on these bikes, these industrial kind of hobby bikes, was a consequence of building frames for people who broke frames. And if I was going to be the custom frame builder and I was going to have to stand behind it, then I was going to figure out a way to make it so that it wouldn't break. In the early days, when they were using mostly road construction to make mountain bikes, the things were really fragile. And so one big stack and you'd buy a down tube, or one big jump and the fork and the down tube would bend. So there was a real need. It shows you how primitive things were back then. There was a real need for an approach that actually just strengthened the frame. And I got carried away. I did that everywhere on the frame.
We're going to do it. And I had told Keith and Hans, I'm going to travel all over the world. I'm going to go to probably at least 5 continents. I'm going to do all this, and I need some money. I need $15,000. And so when it came time to do the bikes, Keith gave me this bike here. And that was, I was looking at these guys I was racing with their team vans and tons of bikes and all this gear, and I go, Keith, is this going to be enough? I mean, shouldn't I have a little bit more, maybe a backup or something? And he was just going, no, that should do it.